Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV. Before the break, we talked about the Knoxville Nationals, and we said if you need any reason to go, just watch the tape from last year. Watch the video, go on YouTube and watching it. I wonder about our guest, if he's watched it before, because it turned out pretty good. Let's go to the guest line. Joining us is the Rajun Cajun, the winner of last year's Knoxville Nationals. Jason Johnson's on the line. Hello, Jason. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, guys. It's always an honor to be back on the show.
Well, Jason joins us on the Hercules Tire Hotline. And Jason, that race last year, have you watched it much? Do you, where's that at in your collection of things that you watch?
Yeah, it's a video that we got pretty close to heart. We watched it several times for sure, and even leading up until the Nationals last year, paid a lot of attention to the previous year. So there's obviously some places where I could maybe improve and make a little bit better decisions, but when you're in the heat of the moment like it was last year, it all worked out. So it's a lot of fun to watch. We keep reliving that great night and that great memory, so it's definitely enjoyable.
Well, Jason, I want to talk about that a little bit, just the emotion that goes through that race, because it is the largest sprint car race in the world, the Knoxville Nationals. What is it like now that you've seen this side of it and you can experience what Victory Lane is like, but just the emotion that goes into what you're doing on the track and then finally hitting Victory Lane at the Knoxville Nationals?
It's just overwhelming. I guess it's really hard to describe. There's no feeling like it. You're racing with the best sprint car drivers in the world, and everybody brings their best equipment and is giving it their best shot. And to come away as a Knoxville Nationals champion is a great honor, and I really enthused about the opportunity that presented itself. But one thing that really stuck to my mind that I want to emphasize on is I believe Steve had given the presentation right at the drivers' meeting leading up to the Nationals, and I never knew that few of drivers that actually won that race because there's so many multiple winners. And that's probably that was the point where it sunk in that the Knoxville Nationals is that special.
Well, it was special. I had the chance to address the drivers before, and I went through and I kind of came across the same thing. I'm like, well, how many have won? And then you realize it is a small handful of people that have won the race. And now, Jason, your name will be on everyone's T-shirt forever as far as the Knoxville Nationals goes. It's great to live in the past. It's great to relive the Knoxville Nationals, watch the race and everything. But this year, a couple of wins along the way. How do you feel about your efforts so far as we get closer and closer to next week at Knoxville?
I feel our engine program is definitely on point. We got our motors running really good and everything's bounced really good. We haven't been as good as we like here in the last month when it's slick, but and when I say slick, I mean like nothing at all to run against, no cushion or anything. But every time you go to Knoxville, it's a real racy track. You have a bottom and a top, has multiple lines. You could cut across the middle and diamond the corners off. So it's a place that I feel that puts a lot of driver back in the seat, and we're excited about it. And we had a team meeting yesterday. Once we got back off the road, we're back in the shop this week, starting to get prepared for Knoxville. And as a team, having the same crew chief Philip Dietz and Jeff and Jacob along the way with us as well, just like last year. We made an ultimate decision to bring back the Knoxville National winning car from last year. So we feel real confident. We know what the car likes. We know a good balance for the race car, and it's just making the right decisions for each individual night.
Well, the right decisions, you got to scrape the confetti out of it, too, and everything else. That is really cool. Going to be fun to watch you race around the racetrack next week in Knoxville. Jason, hang in there with us. Everyone else, stick around. More with Jason Johnson in just a moment. Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV. We are having an absolute blast because Jason Johnson, the reigning champ of the Knoxville Nationals, is on the Hercules Tire Hotline, and he joins us. And Jason, we like to talk about racing here on the program, but we also like to catch up with what's going on in your world. We've talked a lot over the course of time about, Bobby traveling with you and Jax and the whole family. Have you had a decent summer with the family? What's the family road trip been like?
Yeah, we really have. We've had a great season, thus far, and we try to make a few more stops now. And Jax is getting older.
Yeah,
he's a lot more interested on what's on the outside of the RV instead of just logging miles. So, we stopped. We've been to the zoo a couple of times. We've been to a couple of water parks. We just left Pennsylvania, where one of our supporters, the KOA campground. We had a great time, floated down the Swati River in tubes and kayaks and canoes, and he seems to really enjoy that. So, we definitely finding the racetracks with the playgrounds and making the most of each and every day.
That's so awesome.
That's great.
I got to ask, though, Jason, are you his favorite driver or someone else? Because we always talk about little Owen, Kyle Larson's son, because he's such a huge Don fan instead of a Kyle Larson fan or a Shane Stewart fan. Is Jax a fan of Jason Johnson?
I'd say for the most part, but really, in all honesty, I think he's a fan of whoever the winner is that night. I think he got obsessed a little bit with victory. Just on this past Sunday, we went to Double X Speedway and went race with our crew chief Philip Dietz, and unfortunately, we let it all the way up until 2 to go and bobbled on the cushion, and second place got a run on us. And next thing I know, Jax is standing in the fence wanting the winner's checkered flag, which is also a past crew member of ours, Angelo Caruso from Australia. So he definitely enjoys the winner's circle.
Well, nothing wrong with that. You just have to take him there often, and
right.
You'll be in good shape. Jason, it's so interesting to as we get to know you drivers, because this is a passion sport. And Jason Johnson, up until a couple of years ago, it was 24/7 racing. How is my car going to get better? How's it going to go? When you have Bobby come into your life, but when you have Jax come into your life, and now you're, well, wait a minute, we got to go to the water park, we got to go to the zoo. Do you look back and the way it's altered your life? Describe how that has altered your life a little bit.
Well, I really feel it's been good and it's been great. It's great to have dreams and to have plans, but obviously once you start making those dream realities, you start having new dreams and new plans. And so for many, many years, it was all about success, and it was all about racing, and it was all about my own career, and you just get so consumed on it, wanting to be that guy, wanting to be a winner, wanting to be a professional at it. And then finally you get to a point that, there's no I in team, and you got to depend on your crew chief, and you got to depend on your team and your crew guys to do a great job for you. And you could be a little bit more. And there's no I in dad as well. So, to be a great dad and to be a great parent, you got to work with mom, and sometimes when mom's a little stern, you got to stand behind mom, even though you may not agree. So it definitely changes the dimension of life, and it's been super enjoyable for me. I've really enjoyed every minute of having Jax along the way, and we're very fortunate to travel as a family and be supported with great partners that allow our team to be successful on the road. So it changes the dynamics of the way you outlook things, but it's all in a great way.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I want to talk about that a little bit. You mentioned Bobby, your wife. You guys started your own team in 2010, went out on a limb, were rewarded for it, and now this year, you've teamed up with the Marshalls. What's it been like working with what you've done these last 7 years and now coming on board with them?
It's always a goal to be the elite, to be one of the best. And when we formed JGR back in 2010, it was ultimately a set of destiny. It was a set of destiny that we had control in, and we could work with, partners, whether it was vendors, suppliers, sponsors, crew chief, whatever it was, that we chose and we believed in. And the Marshall family, they come on board as a sponsor a couple of years ago, and they really have our back. They really have the same beliefs that Bobby and I personally have. So it's, to come with a joint venture over the winter and become partners, it just gives us a little bit better opportunity that, we can compete at a championship level. And ultimately, as you get a little older, you realize your years are starting to get fewer. So, I think, over the next, decade or so is our best opportunity to capitalize on World of Outlaw Championship. And, the Marshals have the same focus that Bobby and I have, and it makes a great relationship.
Great relationship, adding depth to what's a great program already, and really good stuff. Jason, we can't wait to catch up with you in person out at Knoxville next week. We'll be out there all week long, and I know we'll chat with you along the way. Best of fortune, and who knows, maybe we'll talk to you in another week or so after winning it again. But thanks for joining us here today.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me on the show. And, Steve, I just want to let you know I'm looking forward to that drivers meeting pep talk. So that was really inspiring last year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Working on the pep rally, I guess it is. That is really
Good job,
cool.
Steve
That
Post.
is really, really nice. I love hanging out with the drivers and love talking with the guys as we gear up for the big night, that's for sure. Hey, let's step away. When we come back, more MRN's Wing Nation.